He had an enormous steering effect on the development of medical research in this country.
We have an excellent medical research system in this country, and I would say my own view would be that Malcolm Brown was the architect of that happening in this country.
Nothing of any real consequence happens without leadership. And that's what Malcolm Brown brought, leadership.
G. Malcolm Brown, teacher, leader, researcher. And when the US-based National Institutes of Health pulled back funding to Canadian research, he became a builder, becoming the first full-time president of the Medical Research Council of Canada.
It's very hard for people to conceive that the Medical Research Council, or at least the support of medical research that we enjoy today, did not exist. During the war, before the war, the support for research of any kind in Canada was very, very thin indeed. And there was, during that period, a medical committee of the National Research Council, and gradually, through the influence of a wide variety of people, the decision was taken to create the Medical Research Council as a granting council separate from the National Research Council. And the choice of Malcolm Brown, in my view, was an inspired one to head that organization.
He set the base, and with the fact that we are competitive on the world scene, I think, was set because of Malcolm Brown. But he just, when peer review committees made their decisions, he never sort of changed them or tried to change them. He says, that's the peer review, even there might be a lot of political pressure. He just kept his stance. He was very, very strong.
A natural leader, Malcolm Brown insisted on excellence, clarity, and quality.
Malcolm was a very wise man. I recall a story. One time a colleague and I had need of a machine, a very expensive machine. At very short notice, my colleague and I went to Ottawa to see Malcolm Brown, president of the Medical Research Council, to ask him to buy from the president's fund, his discretionary fund, this piece of equipment for us. Dr. Brown was sitting behind his desk, very severe, screwed another cigarette into his holder, looked at us silent, absolutely taciturn, and then asked the key question. So, okay, he said, you've made the case for the power of this idea and the need for this piece of equipment to test it. And you've said that you will give this your highest priority. Before I decide to give you the money, I have one question. And that question is, what priority is coming off your list to make room for this new one? Then that was the key question and the best question.
He also had extraordinary forethought, encouraging and supporting the breaking of new medical ground.
He wasn't the status quo type, so he came to see me once about saying, well, do you think we should have an MRC group in human genetics? And MRC groups were the sort of the peer groups in the country at that time. And I said, oh, that would be great, because I was a geneticist. He said, well, let's do it. You do the peer review and we'll choose one. And that's what we did.
Malcolm Brown had a distinguished career as one of Canada's great medical leaders. He died at the age of 60 during his presidency of the MRC.
The memory of this great man needs to be preserved and celebrated, because we all stand, as the old saying goes, on the shoulders of a giant. And one of the giants in our past in health research in this country is Malcolm Brown.
You never know what another person would do in the same job. You can't do a controlled experiment. But Malcolm just did a great job. And I think we all owe a great debt to Malcolm Brown.
He was a remarkable human being, as well as a great man. And I miss him, and many people do.